Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. So today I actually wanted to do a little video on what is consciousness. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is because everyone actually kind of describes consciousness a little bit differently. And that's simply because we're trying to explain something that's really meant to be experienced. And through language, it becomes a little limited in the way that we can explain it and the way that we can actually understand it. Now, a simple definition of consciousness can actually be understood as God's intelligence or God's eternal presence, which actually existed before time and can be found in anything and everything. Now, you as a soul are actually a part of this intelligence. And it's almost like you are a drop of that grander ocean. And in meditation, what you are trying to achieve is become aware of that eternal presence so that you may be able to merge back into it. Now, the reason why it's difficult to experience God and consciousness is simply because of your mind. Your mind was actually designed to produce endless amount of thoughts, one after the other, and therefore it becomes very difficult for you to penetrate through this mind and through the thoughts that you're having to really experience consciousness. And it is almost habitually that you start to think that you are actually your mind. Now, if you want to actually experience what I'm talking about, and feel free to pause this video for a moment to do this, but you want to simply close your eyes, relax a little, and the thought I want you to give to yourself is, I wonder what thought comes next. Now, as you do this, you should, even if it's for a second, experience complete stillness. So as you are waiting for the next thought to come, that stillness that you experience, that is consciousness. Consciousness is actually the space between thoughts. That is the real you, that is the real stillness, and that is God's intelligence. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is what is an awakening. And an awakening is actually that sudden shift, that moment of realization that you actually are graced with the opportunity to understand that you are actually not your mind, but rather that stillness, something deeper and greater behind your thoughts, that is the real you. And now, if you are lucky and willing, you will do the work to dig deeper to understand this truth via meditation. So that meditation will give you the opportunity to subdue this mind and really go in search for that real stillness so that it can become everlasting. If you actually take a look at your life, you will realize that we are barely ever really still, apart from when we actually go to sleep during the day. From the moment that you wake up till basically at the end of night, you are constantly looking to fill the moments of silence that you have in a day, whether it be through music, through television, through social media, but running around with errands, and you never really get to actually experience stillness. And so therefore, to actually become aware of that consciousness, God, is actually a bit of a challenge and almost seems impossible. Now, spiritual awakenings are to be acknowledged as a blessing, which are kind of given to you by the divine as an opportunity, as a moment of His grace, to be able to dig deeper and explore your sense of self and explore Him. And, if you'd really take a look around, there is a population of 8 billion plus around the world. How many truly get to, in their day-to-day, really experience this truth? Before we know it, our short lives are out of runway, and that lease that we have on life really does end. And so this opportunity is really not to be wasted. if you have had a spiritual awakening, you really want to use meditation to help you discover that real truth. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope this was helpful in explaining to you the concept of consciousness, and it is easier for you on your spiritual journey. Thank you. God bless.